YouTube, welcome to my video. We are finally starting Plus Size Player by Danielle Allen. I recently just read Curvy Girl Summer, so go check that video out. So I'm excited to get into this one. I really like the Leah story and Curvy Girl Summer, so I can't wait to get into Nina's story, because Nina was kind of like my favorite side character in Curvy Girl Summer. Nina reminds me very much of myself, so I can't wait to start this rap. I'm gonna start right now. I'm gonna see how many chapters I get through, and I'll be back with my reaction. Depending on how good it get, it might be a live reaction, and I might just pick the camera up and record my reaction. But for now, I'm gonna read a few chapters and get into the book. So see y'all in the rest of the review. All right, so I read the first 2 chapters just now. I'm gonna continue reading because it's getting good. One thing Danielle Allen know how to do is get you from the jump. I typically in these videos try to like keep up with the characters, but as in the title, my girl Nina is a plus size player, so she got a few men. So we got her roster so far. So in her roster so far, we have Russ, the fun one, Tyrell, the smart one, James, the funny one, and Drew, Mr. Romantic. She's only, in the first 2 chapters though, she's only went on a date with Tyrell and Russ. Her and Tyrell went to a lecture. That's different, you know. She's a multifaceted woman, so that was something she clearly enjoyed with Tyrell. Her and Russ did like a little helicopter thing because she likes the sky, stars, and all that. The lecture that her and Tyrell went to was about the stars and all that, and like planets and stuff. So like this is the theme for my girl Nina. But I'm gonna go through my notes of the first 2 chapters. I love giving a man a nickname. That's what me and my friends do all the time. We got a few nicknames for a few men that I find funny to this day. We got Good Burger is one that I always find hilarious. Her mother, I already love her mother. Like her little part about like settling in and not settling for something, like, yes, like you just got settled into your future. Like she's so different from Aaliyah's mom, because Aaliyah's mom was like, oh, you need a man, you need to give me grandbabies, and her mom and Nina's mom is like, no, take your time, like there's no rush, like do you, girl, pretty much is what her mama is saying. I feel like Magic World is gonna be mentioned again, so I wanted to note that. Her parents was talking about how they used to go to Magic World when she was younger all the time, and how she hasn't been there as an adult. So I feel like that's probably gonna come back, so I had just took that note. I was a little confused at first. I was like, what's the timeline of this? Because when she was talking to Aaliyah was clearly talking about a date, and I was like, we already know that Aaliyah is with a mod, but because she was talking about the dating apps on the phone. But as I kept reading, this is the books are like, they're not like right after each other, like happening during the same time. So while Aaliyah is on her Curvy Girl Summer, Nina is doing her plus size player thing. So as that, I'm trying to figure out, so which one of her men did she bring to Aaliyah's party? Because I feel like that's how it's going. At least that's how it's starting to make sense to me. So at first I was like, so nobody on her roster is her true man, because she was saying, Nina was pretty much saying how, like, what she like each man for, like each man brings something different that she pretty much need, and like there is no man that has all the things that she want. But Russ is clearly her favorite man on her roster. But she was saying that, and this is just the way I'm thinking, maybe she's saying that because she's getting these different things from different places already. So like she's not even really talking to Russ about the other things she may need because she already getting from somebody else. That's my thought process now. But Russ is clearly her favorite. Russ is also my favorite out of the four. Well, I haven't met two of the, like, we haven't figured out the other two on the date. But Tyrell is clearly her least favorite. I don't know. And then when they did the little helicopter thing, the worker, oh my gosh, like, why would she lie about her weight on the form? And like, he like, oh, I need to confirm. That's another reason why I like Russ, the way he entered and was like, is there a problem? Like, what do you mean? I already talked to the supervisor. I already got this confirmed. I already da-da-da-da. He was on it. Like, he already did the necessary steps. So now you coming in here trying to make my girl Nina feel bad because of her weight. I just like how he stepped in and was like, we not finna do that. I was like, yes. But also when she was describing Russ, if you read the book, don't this look like Russ? So Russ is the man that's gonna make it to the end. That's what I'm assuming. But we early in the book. We only on chapter 2. Well, we on chapter 3 now, but we only read the first 2 chapters at the moment of this recording. So I don't know, the way she described him is giving that the man on the front is Russ, but I don't know. We are early in. There is still time for it to be another man come out of nowhere, because one thing about Nina, she gonna keep adding a man to the roster, so we never know. She might meet that man. But let me get back into the book. All right, so I just got done chapters 3 and 4, and I'm gonna call it a night. But chapters 3 and 4 cute. I have a feeling that Nina is going to try her hardest to be like, oh, I don't like Russ, like, I'ma just, like, she's gonna, I feel like we're going the I have commitment issues route. That's what it's given, because right now I'm not really seeing like why this ain't gonna work. And like, we're only at the beginning of the book, so some stuff gotta happen. I don't know if she gonna get a new man on her roster and replace it with another man, because clearly Russ is the favorite out of all her men right now, and that's the only man she's sleeping with. So clearly Russ is it's Russ. So I'm trying to gauge like how the book is gonna go. But right now I'm liking the direction it's going. I like hearing about like what Nina does, because like in Curvy Girl Summer we didn't really get to hear about her work. So like now we know that she's like a plus size influencer, fashion influencer, and she get her style from her mama and her work ethic from her daddy. We learned that. I like how the timeline of the book is like concurrent with Curvy Girl Summer, because I went in expecting like, oh, this is going to take place after Aaliyah's birthday, but this book is actually taking place during like when Aaliyah was going on her dates, trying to find her date for her birthday. So like we're still, so like even in like the latest chapter, Nina said, oh, and Aaliyah's birthday is at the end of the month. So like we're in that time frame. We're in that time frame of the Curvy Girl Summer. So I'm like, okay, I thought I was gonna get more of Aaliyah and Ahmad, but that's not what happened. She just need to come out with another book for Aaliyah and Ahmad. But I like when I'm reading, we're getting like the other side of the conversation. So like I think it was either chapter 2 or 3 that she was on her way to the date with Russ, and like she was talking to Aaliyah, and like, so like we're kind of getting Nina's perspective of that conversation, because in Curvy Girl Summer we got Aaliyah's perspective of what was happening during that conversation, because she had just got home from the date with the married man. But now we see like what Nina was doing while she was on the phone with Aaliyah. And then like even her calling Jazz, and like her individual relationship with Jazz, and them talking. But everybody is on the same page. Russ is her favorite. Nina is the only one who's just trying to say Russ ain't her favorite, but Jazz and Leah was like, that's your favorite. Even Charlotte's Web, the lady that one of the companies that she worked with, she was like, oh, the fun one is your favorite. So like, I am enjoying the book so far. I'm so curious about where the book is gonna go. So, and with Danielle Allen, we already know it's gonna be a twist, because Curvy Girl Summer, I was on the right path once I kept reading, but the way that she starts the book is like, you think it's gonna be one thing and then it switches up. So I wonder if it's gonna be a switch up. So I'm gonna continue reading, but I am definitely already starting the first 4 chapters, already enjoying it. So yeah, see you in the next one, well, the next clip, because I'm gonna start reading again tomorrow. I decided to come outside and read today. I'm about to do some reading sprints. I'll be watching Edric on live, and he does like not random, because he does like Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I believe, reading sprints. So I'm about to continue plus size player, and I'm gonna read for 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back and review what I read. So I'm gonna keep track like I always do on my phone. I'm sitting out here in front of the water. It's very relaxing. Let me see if I could turn the camera around. A little reading by the water. It's actually very relaxing out here. It be geese out here, and like it be little old ladies out here feeding the geese bread. But right now I'm just out here by myself. It done got dark way quicker than I expected, so I'm actually about to leave, but I'm gonna give y'all an update on what I read. I'm currently at chapter 6. I read the whole chapter 5. The reading sprints are still happening on TikTok. So chapter 5, my phone about to die. Chapter 5 was just, I wouldn't say it's a filler chapter, but it was pretty much a chapter of like how terrible people are to bigger people. She was in the airport. It was actually not always, because it was the older guy that she met at the bar. He told her, you look like my wife when she was younger, and just got up and left. And I was just like, that's odd to say. But and then another dude that she met, I thought it was promising at first, but then I quickly was like, oh, this ain't gonna work. But a dude pulled up after the old man left, and he happened to be at the lecture that she was with Tyrell. But he was an asshole, because like, why are you, he said, so you put the eat and cheat? Why would you say that? Like, where did you get that from? And then what else? Oh, she get to New York for the event, and she meet these skinny girls at the bar, and they giving her like side compliments, shady compliments, I should say, because they're like, oh, I love your confidence. I hate when people say I love your confidence, because what are you trying to say? I shouldn't be confident? That's crazy. And then she had, of course, another dude came to the bar, called her fat for no reason, because she didn't want to entertain him. Like, that's so weird. But that's pretty much how the chapter went. Of course, she talked to her favorite man on the roster, Russ. She need to stop playing, because I'm with Russ. Like, you miss him. It's okay, just say you miss him. But that's pretty much how the chapter went. I'm about to go back home, and I'm gonna continue reading. But yeah, that's how it went so far. Oh, I also forgot to mention the dude at the airport that was talking crazy to her. I thought was so funny that she told that man he had childbearing hips. That was hilarious, and I'm gonna have to put that in my rebuttal bag, because childbearing hips had me cackling out here. And then one of the dude at the bar called her Jelly Belly. Like, these have to be real experiences that she went through, because I would have never thought to call anybody Jelly Belly. And I have, like, I feel like I don't give that off, that you could just say anything to me. But some of these interactions, I'd be like,
I would be offended that you even thought that you could say that to me. Like, that's crazy. Oh, I also forgot to add that she might have a deal, or she has some type of opportunity with RL Fashion, and the Skinny Girls was mad because they was trying to get a deal with them for months, and then Nina just walked in and they was like, ooh, we like Nina. But yeah, I'm gonna go home and finish reading and see what chapter 6 is giving.
All right, so I just got done chapter 6, and it just further brings it to the point that Russ is the one, like, because the conversation she had with Aaliyah 1 is like, clearly Russ is your favorite, and she keep trying to deny that Russ is her favorite. We all see that you like Russ more than the other men. And then when she gets to her date with James, who is the funny one because he wants to be a comedian or whatever, and he makes her laugh, when she gets to her date with James like, oh, you've been avoiding me for 6 weeks. 6 weeks? You don't want... It's okay to say you don't want that man no more. It's because you like Russ and you be hanging out with Russ. Nina, girl, you being in denial just like Aaliyah was with Ahmad. Like, she is very much in denial about Russ. And when she described James ain't giving the guy on the front. Like I said, the only person that's matching the description of the guy on the front of the book is Russ. So I'm trying to figure out how we're going to get to her being like, oh my God, it's Russ in the end. Because at this point, I can't, well, I don't know. She is a plus size player, so another man can't enter the picture and it could be something totally different. But at the moment, she seems to have her solid 4, and she ain't really looking for no more other people to be on her roster. So it's given that it's Russ. So I don't know. I'm gonna get into chapter 7 and see. Daggone dog acting like he worked 8 hours today. Why is he laid out like that? Chubby. Oh, he is knocked out. Well, I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna get into chapter 7. So I'll see y'all in the next clip. Okay, I'm currently in the middle of chapter 7, and she's about to go to this event for like RL Fashions, and she get a +1. I'm thinking, oh, she gonna take Russ as her +1, because that makes sense, you know, call up Russ. But I do be forgetting he be out of town. But I'm like, still, call up Russ. He seems like he can make it work. He can come on out and go to the event with you tomorrow. But she's talking about, I'm calling Drew. I forgot all about Drew because you so all about Russ. This was the last thing I expected. Drew, I get it, he's Mr. Romantic. We don't really know Drew, so maybe this is just her way of introducing Drew. But I just knew, oh, Russ is going to this event with her. It makes sense. No, that is not happening. It's Drew. And I'm just like, okay. But I'm gonna get back into it. Oh, I done read a little ahead. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. I'm gonna keep reading and figure out what's going on. One thing Nina is gonna have is a busy weekend, because she's going to the event with Drew on Saturday. I think it's Saturday that she's going to the event with Drew. And then Russ is now picking her up Sunday so they could spend all day and night together. And he's going to be bringing her back Monday because she's supposed to meet with RL fashions Monday to give them the paperwork to say that she officially accepted the offer. I feel like something's going to happen here. I hope she gets back in time, but I feel like this is where a twist should be happening. That's what is given to me. But like I said, Russ is her favorite, and she should stop denying it, because you're altering your schedule. Then she just said, as long as you get me back by 9 a.m., 10 at the latest. No. He need to get you back by 9 a.m. You already compromising your time. I need to figure out how we get to the next point. But I also think it's funny that the party that she's taking Drew to was called the Players Ball, because she's supposed to be the plus size player. Like, this is my girl Phil. First of all, she's really good at this, at like playing the field. Me personally, I couldn't do this. This seems like a headache. Maybe it's because I'm an introvert. This seems like a lot of being in a lot of people's faces. No. But I'm trying to see where Russ go, because clearly the other 3 dudes on her roster are only convenient because they are local. Because I do feel like if Russ was local, Russ will be what she wants. Like, Russ will be her go-to. She basically said it. If Russ was a local man, she would have hit up Russ. So that's just my 2 cents. I'm gonna go ahead and finish chapter 7. Only got a couple pages left, but she already planning her after date with Drew, with Russ. Like, you're not even gonna spend the rest of the time with Drew. You going to hang out with Russ because you like Russ. That's all I'm saying. All right, so I just finished chapter 8, and this is, like I said, feeding in more into my delusion that Russ is the one, because her and Drew get to the event and she's already thinking and texting Russ while she's with Drew, like, clearly. And then they made it very much clear during this chapter that Drew wants more with Nina, and Nina is just like, that's not what I want. I want to keep it casual. And you know, the way that Danielle Allen is able to write, like, Nina is like making all these men see like, oh, the future is with her, and she's just like, no, like, she's making everybody feel like she the one. She gives very extroverted vibes. Not an extrovert. I feel like extroverts are really good at that, making everybody feel like they're special, because like they're giving all their attention to you at the moment, and like Nina does that very well. And then of course we get to the end of the chapter, and Russ is coming out the bathroom at the event. Russ is at the event. This either means Russ is the one that she's gonna be with. It's either that, or it's about to be some mess. We might find a secret family or something. I don't know. It's either really great or really bad. So I'm about to get into chapter 9 and see if it is really great or really bad. But I'm gonna stay optimistic, because my gut is telling me that it's Russ. So I'm gonna go optimistic, like, oh my god, Russ actually can start his date earlier, because that's why he was texting her, because he wanted to start the date earlier. So it's either that or it's about to hit the fan. So I'm gonna stay on the good side of things. Before I get back into chapter 9, I meant to say this too. I think that picture that she took with Drew is gonna come back up again some way somehow, because now that Russ is at the event too, and Drew just left because Nina had to let him down oh so ever nicely. I think that picture that her and Drew took in the beginning of the night might come back and play. But Russ know the agreement, like her and Russ are in a situationship too, but she's clearly dating Russ and in situationships with everybody else. I wonder if this is going to turn into like a polyamorous thing. Like, what if it's more than one man that's her man, you know? I wonder if is that the way that we're going. We will see. All right, I just got done chapter 9. And I feel like chapter 9 just left me with more questions, because now I'm curious, like, what does Russ do? Is he just in investments? Like, what do he do? Why he at this fashion party? Like what is his job? That's just where I'm at with that, because chapter 9 was very much a her and Russ meeting up at the party, because that's where chapter 8 left off at. But they was outside by the bathroom. They had left for about 30 minutes. And his people was calling him, trying to get in contact with her. She had to meet him. She met the new models. And speaking of the new models, Jonah, get him out of here. Like, we don't need no more prospects. I don't need... Nina seems like the type of person to not jeopardize her work. So I don't think that's actually a possibility anyway. But Jonah is landing on thick, and I'm just like, I wonder what his contract say, because Nina's contract definitely says no fraternizing. So Jonah, what you doing? Why you fraternizing? Do your contract not say that? But this chapter left off with the models all meeting up because Lori gave them homework to come up like with a photo shoot for them to do. They supposed to do they fit in on Monday and then meet again on Friday. So they're all doing this because all of them have weekend plans. I thought for a quick second, I thought Nina was going to cancel on my guy Russ, but no, they all came to a conclusion. But she's not going to see Russ after the party like she had planned. She's just like, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna be there on time at 7 a.m. So their plans are original, but Russ meeting ended up going long too, so it don't really matter. I'm trying to figure out, like I said, this either is going to be really good or really bad. So we didn't get to the part like if this hits the fan yet, or if this is a really good gesture just yet, because think about it, Drew was just there at the party, and like they brought that up a little bit. Like she made that thought, like, oh, if people see me leaving with Russ, they gonna look at me crazy. And I'm like, yeah. And they had that whole thing in the contract too about making scenes like the morality clause. So like that, I don't know if that will go against that, but yeah, her and Russ meeting up at the party, if they would have just kept it together, like left together again, I think that would have raised some eyebrows. But I'm gonna get into chapter 10 and see what's going on now, because now I'm getting nosy. I'm trying to figure out, is she gonna make it on time at 7 o'clock to meet Russ? Which I think she is, because she seems to be very punctual when it comes to Russ. And then I'm gonna see like where this thing with Jonah, because we know Drew is gone, so she got another. I think she's gonna end up cutting everybody off. I don't know if we're gonna get if this is, because at first I said I wonder if this is gonna be Polly. I don't think we're gonna get to something Polly, because she seems very much all eyes on Russ. Whenever she see Russ, she don't be thinking about nobody else. So I wonder how this is gonna go. So I'm gonna get into chapter 10. All right, and I just finished chapter 10. Chapter 10 was good. It was the first day of Aaliyah and Russ's little weekend date. So I'm gonna just start from the beginning of the chapter. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna just say this now. I knew Magic World or whatever, yeah, Magic World was gonna come back up. I said that from the beginning. I said that in the beginning. I knew Magic World was coming back up. But anyways, let me start from the beginning of the chapter now. I put, one of my notes was like, ooh, she felt something. She said she felt something. And I'd be like, see, we're getting into the story. We're getting into how it was about Russ. Because clearly you like Russ. We all knew. Now you're finally getting there and not denying your likes for him. And like it clearly showed, like this chapter really showed the difference between Russ and the other men. I was gonna say Drew, but Russ and the other men that she's with. Because we'll even bringing it back to Drew, when Drew expressed his little feelings, Nina shut that down quick. When it came to Russ, Nina never shuts it down. And I noticed something like, So every time Russ says something like that he likes about Nina, or like that he loves about Nina, she always says, what she say? I quoted it. She always says, I feel the same way about you. And I'm like, she be trying, and then she'd be like, every time she say something, she try to be like, oh no, I was just tired, that's why that came out. No, you like that man, and now you're slipping up. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with liking Russ, in my opinion. Russ is clearly the better of the men. And then I feel like this date made her realize that Russ is all the men that she's dating in one. Because when they were at well, it's not Fun World, they were at Magic World, and they were doing trivia, and she found out that Russ is actually smart. So Mr. Smart Guy Tyrell, he's not needed no more because Russ is smart. Y'all did trivia, he know about the government, he know about financial literacy. Y'all over here having educated conversations, so you're being stimulated mentally with Russ. Russ is funny, you've been laughing all day. Mr. Funny Guy James can go. You don't need James. And Russ has been romantic from the beginning, so you don't, well, Drew's already cut off, but you don't need Drew either. It's Russ. He's everything you want in one man. And then, oh, we also find out that she asked Russ to go to Aaliyah's birthday party with her as her date. And I'm just saying, I knew it was Russ. I'm just curious. I'm just liking the way the book is going. I find myself smiling and reading. I like this. And I just like when people listen. Like when you mention stuff and people, and like you forget that you mentioned it to somebody, but they remember and they do it for you. I like stuff like that. So this chapter really just had me in here kicking my feet and smiling because it was cute. But of course Russ was like, of course I'll go to the party with you. So now we know who was brought to Aaliyah's party. And I wonder, are we going to get into Aaliyah's party quick? Because I'm only on chapter, like that was just chapter 10. And it's like 20 something chapters. So like, I can't imagine that. Because we already know about Aaliyah's party because we read Curvy Girl Summer. So like, I wonder if like we're going to like get like a little snippet of the party. Like, oh, this is what they did. Wow. Aaliyah and Amal was doing their thing at the party. This is Jazz's point of view at a party. And then we're gonna go to like maybe after the birthday, or I wonder if that's gonna happen, or is it still gonna end at her party? Like maybe they did something that night, just like Aaliyah and Amal did. But now this has me excited for Jazz's book, because like now it's gonna be a whole different book with Jazz, because Jazz had visited her aunt, so it's gonna be a whole new thing. So we're gonna get her point of view too. So like I'm very much enjoying this book so far. I'm about to throw my pajamas on and read one more chapter before I go to bed. Oh my God, Chubby, my dog. My dog. I feel like you're purposely snoring now. He is sleeping too good. But I'm gonna throw my pajamas on and get into bed, read one more chapter before I go to bed, so I could be snoring like this one right here. Alright, so I just finished chapter 11, and I think chapter 11 might be my favorite chapter. This was so cute and like kind of refreshing from like everything else. Like this truly shows how it's like a slow burn. Like it gets real deep into the slow burn. This chapter, they had left Magic World. So this chapter they ended up at their next destination, which was a spa. And Russ got the romance package. So cute. They did a little mud bath, couples massage, had a lot of conversations in between their little tasks. Very cute chapter. Definitely, I'm definitely saying this is probably my favorite chapter. I feel like this chapter, Nina, because they were doing a relaxing and reflecting on life, she was really realizing how much she actually liked Russ, one, and then also realizing how she be also thinking about their future. In my opinion, like this is what I see. She clearly is seeing like what they life will look together, because she asked him about his job. They don't even talk about work, they talk about work. They talked about like her job, and she was told him why she stopped telling people about her job while dating. They talked about like family. They talked about like his wishes, what he wanted to do. Like, they had more deep conversations. It was really just a good chapter. I really messed with it. And then it was like cute spices in between the deep conversations. It was just a good chapter. Definitely, I'm gonna definitely say it was my favorite chapter. I'm gonna say so far, because we're only at chapter 11, and that I'm not even halfway through the book yet, I don't think. Because I think, well, no, I'm almost halfway through the book, because it's like 20 something chapters, like 25 or 26 chapters or something like that. So I'm almost halfway, but I'm gonna check back in tomorrow when I start reading again. But definitely enjoying this book. Danielle Allen, I like her. I might have to get more into her books. All right, I decided to come outside and read again. I'm sitting by the water. I'm showing my little view. Just a little cute little water fountain. But I just got done reading chapter 12, and a lot happened in this chapter. So chapter 12 pretty much starts off Russ and Nina's final day, like their final weekend day. Of course, you know, they're doing the do. And then they have a lost condom scare. And I'm just like, that's funny, because in Curvy Girl Summer, I was like, Nina my type of girl. She's like, pregnancy? No, like, that's what I'm talking about. We are scared to get pregnant. But what had me confused was like their little conversation about getting tested, and I'm like, y'all been having sex for weeks. Why y'all just now getting tested? Y'all should have got tested before y'all started doing the do. But nonetheless, this is not important to the chapter. Russ pretty much asked my girl Nina to be his girlfriend, and she said yes, because she likes him, and she's still trying to deny with her friends. I don't know, well, I know why she ain't want to tell them, because they was about to be screaming and stuff on the phone before she was about to go to her first day at RLF. But she liked that man, and she want to be with that man. Now, skipping her whole first day, we're just gonna get right to it. We find out that Russ is the CEO of, hold on, let's see what the CEO of Real Life Fashions. He's the president and CEO. So he done walked into Nina meeting. So I'm like, ooh, how this gonna go? I'm about to get right into chapter 13, because I'm like, I feel like this is gonna change it for Nina, because I feel like she was already trying to find excuses why she don't need to be dating Russ, and this is about to be her excuse right here. Because I think the thing said like no fraternizing, but like I thought that meant with like other models, not the president / CEO. But we gonna get into chapter 13. Whew. I just finished chapter 13, and when I said she was finna hit the fan, but I didn't think it was about to hit this fan like this. This is probably gonna be my last chapter outside. The bugs are eating me up. Oh my god. But chapter 13, what's so funny to me is that, first of all, Danielle Allen is hilarious. That is one thing I've learned from reading Curvy Girl Summer and Plus Size Player. She is funny, because at the same time as I was reading, I was like, this sounds like a scheme set up by Todd. And why she put that in the book, you know, I love that. I love a good inside joke. If you don't know, you just don't know. But it definitely do sound like a scheme Todd set up. But let's just get to the nitty gritty. They having a conversation. Russ decides to show up. He just showed, well, he didn't just show up. He called and told Nina he's on his way. Didn't ask. Was just like, I'm on my way, because we need to talk, like, for real. But as soon as they get to talking, not Russ trying to be like, you like pretty much insinuating she should quit. And then when she was like, no,
this is a great opportunity for me. Then he gonna say, did you set this up? Russ, y'all didn't talk about work. How would she set this up if she didn't know what you did? Mind you, her friends think you a drug dealer, but you actually the president CEO of a fashion house. Granted, I thought Remedy was the CEO too, so maybe I feel like maybe I brushed past that part while I was reading, but I thought Remedy was the CEO too, so it took me for a loop too. And I don't think I realized that that's what RLF meant, or I didn't put two and two together because they just keep saying RLF. But and then, okay, so then they're having that conversation. Nina go off as she should, and then pretty much he apologized. Of course, I ain't gonna leave it like that, but he did apologize. But at the end be all, Russ ended things, and I'm like, damn. So it's either one way this book can go in my mind. Either they really end things because Nina is a player, she got other men, she gonna find her another man, I don't know. Or Russ is actually gonna be the one, because like she already asked him to come to Aaliyah's birthday party, so it gotta be him. So that's the only thing I can think of. It gotta be him. But then at the end we find out that Remedy is his sister. I feel like this could work some way somehow. Like, that's your sister ain't gonna tell. This is your company. And I get it. I get his point. Like, the truth really don't matter when perception is in play. Perception looks like, oh, you dating your employee, but granted, y'all didn't know. But then to come to find out, he actually got the email. He just ain't check his email to find out that Nina was the new model. But hey, the book is getting good. I'm just trying to figure out which way are we going. She can't find her a new man. I mean, she can, because we're talking about Nina here. She could find her new man, but for the book's purposes, I feel like it still must be Russ. So now I need to figure out how we getting back to Russ, because her and Russ ended things, and I feel like this is why I feel like it's different though, because Nina is starting to realize how much she really feels, because she mentioned it when she was on the phone with Aaliyah. She said, oh, we're gonna have to end this, but she felt some type of way about that. And then when he actually did it, she was like, oh wait, hold on. So I gotta figure out where we're going with this. But let me get up out of it from outside, because these bugs is tearing me up. All right, so I just finished chapter 14, and I knew it. My girl Nina is down bad about Russ. She is down bad. Even she was, I think, yeah, she was at one point, she was crying in the bed about Russ. Like, we gotta figure this out. And he was, the fact, so she had a week long of photo shoots, and the fact that he was showing up to the photo shoots and staring at my girl, this is crazy. I don't know how this, I really don't know how this is gonna go. Like, usually I could guess, and like sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. I actually don't have a guess, like what, like how are they gonna get back? Because one, they have to get back because it's a romance book, so they need to get back. But my girl is down bad. She not even having good times with the other men that she was dating. She done cut everybody off. Now she trying to start a whole new roster of men. She's just not having a good time without Russ. And like, that's what happens when you find the one, you know. Aaliyah, and I don't know, well, she kind of touched upon it in Curvy Girl Summer, but Aaliyah is such a hopeless romantic. And I think that comes with optimism, because Aaliyah is me, because I'm very much Aaliyah. Like, maybe Russ can figure something out and get that contract voided, and you could still model and you could fraternize with the boss. Maybe he'll figure something out. I'm with Aaliyah. Something may happen. It needs to, and I need to figure out when. But yeah, that was pretty much chapter 14. Just the week long of photo shoots and him popping up at photo shoots. And then Jonah, do everybody else
contract say no fraternizing, because Jonah is landing on thick with my girl Aaliyah. Like, leave her alone. He is landing on thick. He flirting, and then they at the photo shoot, and they want them to do like a couple shoot, and then of course Russ is there looking. But yeah, let's go ahead and get Jonah out of here, because she clearly not feeling him either. She keep comparing everybody to Russ that she go on a date with. Nobody's ever going to be Russ. She need to get that through her mind. But they need to figure. I need to hurry up and get through this book and figure out how they make it make sense for them to come back together. But I'm gonna go ahead and keep reading. On to chapter 15 I go. All right, I just got done reading chapter 15 and 16, and the only thing these two chapters told me is that Nina will find any excuse to deny her feelings for Russ. Talking about, oh, it was the drinking, it was the weekend, da 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 da. It was because I ain't seen him in weeks. Da, da, da. Girl, no. It's because you like him. Well, you love him. And that's all I got. That's literally all I got from these two chapters. She's in denial, and she's trying to convince herself that she don't like love or whatever. Russ is most likely doing the same thing. And everybody around her is seeing like, oh, you actually like this man. You actually have feelings for this man. Everybody sees it but her. Well, technically, actually, she sees it. She's just trying to deny it. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night, and I'm gonna continue reading in the morning. But we are on to a good start. Well, not really a good start, because I'm still confused about what's actually gonna happen. Because Russ telling her no, like, oh no, we can't speak privately. They little mini argument in the elevator. I'm like, how was that? I feel like Remedy, this is my thoughts, I feel like Remedy may come into play, because there's been a couple of times where she's like caught like him looking at her, or like him coming up behind her, you know, like I feel like Remedy may have something to do with like them getting back together. I could be wrong, but that's my thought for now, and then we'll see if I'm right once I keep reading. See y'all in the next one. Good morning. Okay, I actually woke up and just decided to start reading, and I pretty much read chapters 17 to 19, so I'm gonna go through my opinions on that. Chubby, stop it. But oh yeah, chapters 17 through 19, they were good chapters. We're finally getting around to how they are getting back. Nina is now watching Russ from a distance, staring at him while at work doing photo shoots. It has reversed, and now Russ is catch her looking at him. Yeah, to the point where Russ was like, oh, I can't do this no more. And yeah, they did it at work, but nobody caught them, so that didn't happen. I was definitely thinking they were gonna get caught, but I think that would just be too much for the plot, you know. But I still feel like the sister Remedy is gonna come back to this, like some way she's gonna work her way into this. But they're pretty much back just like that. Russ is pretty much like, I can't do this no more. Like, I can't really fake the funk no more. Like, this is too much for me. I want you, and we need to just continue back dating. Like, this whole not speaking for 3 weeks, not it. Like, that's pretty much how they came. And Nina actually told him her feelings, like, oh my god, I never felt like this before, da 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 da. Like, she actually expressed herself. Also definitely forgot all about her other men these couple chapters, until like one of the chapters she had brung up the funny one, and I was like, I forgot about him. And he talking about, you would never cheat, you give off cheating vibes, you sure you wouldn't cheat on your man? Because Nina has cut off all her men. Even before her Russ technically got back to where they got back to, she was already cutting them off. But that's how I forgot about the funny one, because apparently they hadn't talked for a minute. So when they finally got back, he tried to invite her to a comedy show, and she was like, I got a man now, so I can't do that. And he was like, what? You give off cheater vibes. You wouldn't cheat on your man? I'm here if you ever do. Like, nigga, what? Huh? Anyways, another thing that happened during these chapters was like, we got like Nina's point of view of the conversation that her and Aaliyah had before Aaliyah went out on that date with Tyrone, I think his name was. You know, the dude that she had went on a date with before her and Amal did they little stuff in Curvy Girl Summer. So we got that other end of the conversation, and I really like that. It was like her seeing her point, because even though she was clearly, we knew she was holding back, but like now reading it, we knew she was holding back from talking to Aaliyah, because her whole plan of speaking to Russ before the party or whatever is because they were trying to get back on the same page. She still hasn't told her friends that her and Russ are technically officially dating, but the friends definitely know something because they're her friends. Of course they know. Oh, also I forgot about her when she couldn't get a hold of her friends, and then her calling her mom. I messed with that. And her mom being like, yeah, the fun one. Like, everybody knew it was the fun one except for Nina. But her mom entertaining, like, I can't give you no clarity. That's just something that you're gonna have to find within. Yes. Like, your mother already told you that she felt like you was very happy with that man. Chubby, why would you snore like that? Anyways, but the mother pretty much expressed that she thought the fun one was the one, which is Russ, was the one that Nina is talking about. And she was like, yeah. So she's definitely coming around to her feelings. I did forget, Russ did cook a little dinner date for her at his house. Like, his house is finally done, so they did the whole dinner date thing. He even gave her a key to the house. Like, my man is serious. But they still haven't told nobody at work. He said he gonna handle it. Nina's like, I can't be dating in secret, which I understand, because ever since they decided they're gonna get back, they just been at each other's house, even though that's not how they be. They always be outside with each other. So I'm at chapter 20 now. I'm gonna continue reading. I'm gonna take a little break. I don't know why the dog's still snoring, like we ain't just wake up, but I'm gonna get back into the book. I'm kind of curious about, because I'm feeling like chapter 20 is like when we get to Aaliyah's birthday party. So like we're gonna get Nina's point of view of Aaliyah's birthday party. That's what I'm assuming is about to happen, because at the end of chapter 19, Russ was just like, let's just enjoy this weekend, and by Monday I'm gonna figure something out, how we gonna figure out your contract and my business. Neither one of us losing our job because they in love with each other, which they haven't said to each other yet, but clearly they want to. But yeah, I'm gonna get back into it. All right, good morning. Today is August 17th, I think. I believe I'm going to finish the book today, because I only got a couple more chapters left. As long as today don't get busy, the book will be done today. I just woke up and read, I just woke up and read chapters 20 and 21, and I think it's like 25 chapters, so I'm definitely going to finish it. But these two chapters were really good. We finally get Nina's point of view of Aaliyah's birthday party. Her and Russ was dancing the whole night, giving googly eyes. Aaliyah and Jazz are like, oh, you're in love, da 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 da. She's definitely trying to deny the love she has. Her and Russ always say, I love this, I love that. They never say I love you, but they're clearly in love. But the party, if you read Curvy Girl Summer, you know what happened at the party with Aaliyah. So she's pretty much going through that. And then like her and Russ watched the fireworks together. They danced on the dance floor all night. She got a little drunk. She tried to blame the liquor on her feelings coming up. But she was very emotional about life and Russ and all that good stuff. She even brought up his situation. I feel like if he would just tell her his plan, then she would be like more at ease. Come from somebody who likes to be in control. I feel like that's all she wants, because she kind of said it to her mom. She was like, yeah, I trust him, but like I feel like because I'm not in control, that's her whole thing. So I understand that part. But they get home from Aaliyah's birthday. Remedy Russ's sister keeps calling. Come to find out, the party that the both of them didn't go to, Lori brung another plus size model there to represent, because Aaliyah couldn't be there. I mean, not Aaliyah, because Nina couldn't be there. So it sounds like they trying to, not sound like, basically what Russ told her is that they're trying to split her work up between that plus size model and Nina, because I guess they met with like another company who wants to partner with RLF, and because the other model was there, they want the other model. So it's not looking good for my sister, but I'm gonna keep reading. Something that came up in my mind though, I'm like, at this point I think Russ and Nina need to go back to not talking about work. Like, y'all was thriving when y'all wasn't talking about work, and like clearly work be stressing Russ out, and he really just don't be wanting to talk about work. I remember like in the beginning of the book he talked about how he want to get back to like creating, like being the creative part of it. Maybe if he do that, it'll be different. But I definitely don't think they should be talking about work, because now Nina is scared she about to lose her job to another person. Russ is like, no, you're not. But Nina's like, but now if he goes so hard to keep me, they gonna be like, oh, she slept her way to the top. Which I understand. It's a lot going on. Me personally would like to hear Russ's plan too, because he is so sure that, oh, I got this, nothing's gonna happen, I got a plan, we're gonna figure it out come Monday, da 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 da. Monday has come, I believe. I think we're on Tuesday now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I don't think we're on Tuesday now. He still ain't tell her the plan. She came on her period. Then she also tried to use that excuse of why she was being so emotional, which I can't fault her for. I do that all the time. When I start crying for no reason, I be like, my period must be coming, because this is crazy. But yeah, that's where we're at so far in the book. But I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna finish it. I got a few things to do today, but I'm gonna finish it today. So yeah. All right, I have finished Danielle Allen's Plus Size Player. Let's get through these last few chapters. I read the rest of the book. I finished the book. So this is chapters 22 to 26, and this is the aftermath of Aaliyah's birthday party. What happened after that, them going back to work. Russ ended up telling Nina who the other plus size model was that Lori had found. Come to find out, it was one of Nina's friends, Gabby, that she talked about in the beginning. At the she was at the event that Nina went to in the beginning of the book. Nina had the nerve to reach out to Gabby. So I'm like, why did she reach out to the new model? I mean, I get it, they're friends. It was her still trying to show how professional she was. We find out that Remedy and Angelique, I'm gonna call her Angelique, I think that's her name, or Angelina, I think, the lady who fits them and approves their content. We found out that her and Remedy nominated Nina to do the runway at New York Fashion Week, and she pretty much got approved. Like, all the people voted. Nothing to do with Russ. He did tell her though, which I thought was cute, because he picked her up from the airport, and Tanisha slightly caught them. She couldn't see that it was Russ. She just saw the back of him, but that was a slight caught. And then we see in the beginning that she actually did figure it out towards the end. But Nina loves that man. She finally said it to herself. She finally said that she actually loved him to herself. She didn't say it to him yet, but she said it to herself. So we was making steps there. Nina's walking the show, so her schedule changed. So Gabby came down earlier, because Gabby was only supposed to do like the LA stuff, because that's where the Bowen stores were. But now that Nina is walking the show, Nina has to do like rehearsals and fittings and stuff for the Fashion Week show. So Gabby came in to do like her store stuff. Jacqueline keep having these outbursts because everybody else has found out about Gabby as well now. So Jacqueline's like, oh my god, they're trying to replace you. What that mean for us? If they could easily replace you like this, even though they loved you, da 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 da. She keep having these outbursts, man. Just a mess. I literally put in my notes, this is gonna be a problem in the future, because she is literally like nothing literally happened to her, but she's like, oh my god, what can this mean for me? What can this mean for the rest of us? Da 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 da. I put a note. I thought the shoes, because she was packing for the trip to go to New York. At this point, she was packing for the trip to go to New York. So I put like a note saying like, I thought the shoes that that Russ made for her was gonna come back up. And then not even a couple pages later, they do. Because of course Nina killed the runway. She walked down the runway with Russ because of his thing. He walked down the runway with Russ. She killed it. Everybody loved it. They was like, hoo hoo hoo, Nina, Nina, Nina. We found out, so Russ ended up telling Nina his plan. Then we come to find out not the full plan, but Russ got his lawyers involved to draft up a little contract to make sure that he wouldn't be in any trouble and Nina wouldn't be in any trouble. So he finally tells her all that, so she's calm. He lets her know the papers is ready. They almost got caught. I forgot that part. They almost got caught because Russ wanted to see Nina. Well, they wanted to see each other, and Gabby came to Nina's door because Jacqueline and her outburst when Gabby came to meet them at the models dinner. Jacqueline gonna be like, oh, so you're the one that's replacing Nina. Why would she say that? We don't know. But so Gabby came to Nina's door to like clear the air, like, girl, I didn't know, like, if that's the case, I didn't know that. And then Nina's being her professional self, because me personally, I would have been mad too, but she kind of had an understanding because of Russ though. So that's kind of like the flip of the coin. Like, she did have an understanding, but she was clearing the air. But Russ was supposed to be coming down to her door, but all the models was in the hallway, so he had to go back upstairs. What else happened? Oh, so after the runway show, I guess they're all flying home. Russ does his little speech to everybody. Oh, y'all did great. Russ comes to Nina's door while everybody's downstairs. They're kissing, they're getting clothes and all that. While they're in there, they actually do get caught, but nobody see them. It was like they almost got caught again. I think it was Jonah and Gabby knocking on her door like, come on, because she was supposed to be meeting them so they go to the airport together. So she got her little outfit. She got on the shoes that Russ made her. He also wore the shoes. Apparently, well, he has matching shoes, of course, but he wore them to the runway, so he still had his stuff on. So they get downstairs. He does his little speech to all the models like, thank you for doing this. This is the us thing. Blase, blase, whoop-de whoop whoop whoop. We did that. Tanisha goes, boss man, I like your shoes. And he's like, thanks. Oh, I forgot. Jacqueline asked Russ, you know, pretty much what keep him motivated, like what's his inspiration, da 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 da. And Russ go, my fantasy. And Tanisha, because she had hugged Nina that one time and got her hair caught on Nina's bracelet that Russ got her, she saw that Nina's bracelet said my fantasy. And then so after that, she told Russ that she liked his shoes. And Nina trying to hide her feet because now she had put two and two together that they was wearing matching shoes. So I was like, ooh, Tanisha then caught on, which she did. She ain't say nothing. That's why we like Tanisha. She peeped, but she didn't tell everybody. She just peeped it herself. Now they in a group chat, which I think Aaliyah, Jazz, and Nina's friendship is hilarious because it reminds me of my group of friends just cracking jokes at each other. So we find out that Jazz's man is a football player, and neither one of like Aaliyah and Jazz like are really into football. So they were trying to like throw these football jokes back and forth, and Jazz was like, y'all can stop now. But that I thought that chain of events was funny. What I also thought was funny is that, so when Nina gets into the office the next morning after the runway, her and Russ supposed to be turning in their HR paperwork saying that she's not gonna sue or whatever. Jonah get to Nina acting funny because he done found out, because of Aaliyah's nosy cousin, or not even nosy, well she is nosy, but because of Aaliyah's messy cousin, Jonah then found out that Russ and Aaliyah date. And now he mad like, oh, and you just let me flirt with you because I could have lost my job, da 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 da. And I'm just like, now why would she tell you that's her man? It makes no sense. You was the one who got flirting, even though he knew about the no fraternization policy. Like, that was your choice. You kept on doing it. That has nothing to do with Nina. And then of course here comes Jacqueline or herself being, she's being a full-blown hater, because she's like, oh, so she's trying to pull the, so you got all these opportunities because you sleeping with him, da 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 da. But Angelique, I think that's her name, Angelique or Angelina, overheard Jacqueline pretty much being a hater towards Nina and was like, no, I'm the one who picked her, and are you calling me? And I was like, ooh, not the lady that don't talk talking. But after all of that, that's pretty much how the book ended. Happy ending. Her and Russ are together. Oh, I forgot he stepped down from being CEO. Gave that position to his sister. That was the part of the plan he didn't tell Nina about. So Nina was all like, if you would have told me he was doing that, I would have snuck around. Da, 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 da. But it was a good book. I do wish it was another chapter because it was just so good. I just wished for more. But I really enjoyed this book. Definitely enjoyed it. I can't wait for Jazz's book to come out. I think it comes out next year. I will definitely be getting that. I wonder if Aaliyah's messy cousin Mecca is going to be involved in their story too, because Mecca clearly outed everybody in their relationship in these last two books. But I'm looking forward to Jazz's story coming out. I'm gonna definitely be reading that as soon as it comes. This book though, I think I like this book better than Curvy Girl Summer. It was so good. Like, it was just so good. I enjoyed it. It was funny. Like, I could really see this being a show. Danielle need to get on that. I would definitely get, I think I would get this book like a 9 out of 10, because I just wished it was more chapters. I wish we could have got like another chapter, like of their date. Just some more. I just wish it was some more. But other than that, I really enjoyed this. Thank you for watching my video. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment your thoughts about the book. If you've read the book, if you're going to read the book, let me know. See y'all in the next video. Looked up a horoscope.